It's your boy Hidden. I'm here with my man Drew. What up, man?
Was good, man. Was popping.
What's good? What's good? Chilling. Yo, we talking about Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 2 has recently just dropped in theaters, the sequel to Part 1, and we are here to talk about it. This one is kind of different from Part 1. Instead of the protagonist being Liu Kang, I believe Liu Kang was the protagonist in Part 1. In this one we have Carl Urban from the Carl Urban. Am
Carl
I saying his
Urban
name
from
right?
the
Carl
Carl
Urban?
Urban
Yeah,
from the
from the
boys.
boys. Yeah, as Johnny Cage in this one. And yeah, man, we seen the movie and we liked it. We liked it. I liked it. Andrew, how'd you feel about this movie, man?
I don't know, man. It was like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it was funny as fuck at the end of the day.
Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
and then after watching and thinking about it, man, I didn't watch the first one, the Mortal
Hmm.
Kombat 1 prequel to this one.
Right.
I kind of started um uh uh just trying to tie it together to the actual Mortal Kombat movie from like 1990 fucking 6 or 7. I forget the year.
I feel like
And
you can't I feel like you have to kind of almost compare these movies to the old
we,
90s Mortal Kombat's, right? When you watch these. It's
you
like
say
you
you
have no
have to always,
choice.
yeah, yeah, you have no choice. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Annihilation. I'm talking about the first Mortal Kombat movie. And I just started putting things together like how similar shit was, man. So like it's just the fun, like it had funny moments. And
Yeah.
so that's what this movie was, man. It was just fuck the plot. They threw that shit away. It was trash. Throw that shit away. Like the story was trash. However, and and I'm not gonna say the first one, the actual first one was had a good story neither. I think it was kind of mid. Plus, I
Oh
was
yeah.
young, so
Yeah.
young, you was just seeing shit. And you're like, oh, this is dope.
Yeah.
It had really good fight scenes, or at least one that I can think of, or two in this movie that was really good. That I was like surprised. Like, oh shit, okay. Um, and the visuals was pretty. It was all right. The acting was pretty cool. Was okay. Um, you know, but overall, as a movie altogether, meh. But it was still worth a watch to me because it was hilarious.
So we had Lewis Tan as Cole Young returning this. I'm sorry, you guys. I said Liu Kang was the protagonist in part one. It was Lewis Tan. So Lewis Tan was Cole Young in part one. He was the one chosen in part one to fight in Mortal Kombat, along with Jax, Sonya, and the rest of them. Um and Liu Kang. And we had him return in this one, but it was Johnny Cage who was the protagonist in part two. So Carl Urban was the protagonist in part two, which is strange because they actually had two protagonists. They had Carl Urban and they had Katana.
Katana, yeah,
Yeah, Katana, who was played by Adeline Rudolph.
Rudolph, Rudolph, yeah.
So it was her and Johnny Cage. Katana and Johnny Cage, who were both protagonists in this movie. Um, so the movie basically starts out with they show the backstory of Katana as a little girl. She is now being raised and taken, you know, into custody by Shao Kahn. So she is now the daughter of Shao Kahn, being raised by Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn has installs Jade to actually watch over her, who is played by Tati Gabrielle, and they become like sisters. Jade and Katana become like sisters. She trains her. They grew up together. But the whole time, Katana has been conspiring with Raiden in Earthrealm to kind of overthrow Shao Kahn. So now Mortal Kombat is in play, and they basically have the tournament, and whoever wins the tournament, the same premises stands is if you win the tournament, you are now in control of Earthrealm. So how I feel about this movie is all right. I had a quick, first impression about the movie where I basically said that I didn't like how this movie felt like it had a bigger budget, but it didn't have as much of a casting as, part one. It felt like it didn't have enough characters as a Mortal Kombat tournament should have. I feel like with it being part two, it should have had way more characters. We got a few new characters, like probably like one or two, but they brought back a lot of the old characters. There was really a lot of the old characters in this movie. It really didn't have much, new characters. The biggest one was Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn played a big role in this movie, And that was another issue I had. I felt like Shao Kahn, being the final boss in most Mortal Kombat games, should have been someone who was, set for the final act of the movie, not like the first, middle, and then the end. Like he was thrown throughout this movie as the big bad in this movie.
Yeah, I thought the same thing while I was watching. I was like, damn, he's in a lot of fights. And
Yeah,
then at the same time, I was like, okay, maybe that's a good thing because you know I want to see more Shao Kahn. I think like because he's always a secret. Well, he's always like a big mystery. You know what I'm saying in
yeah,
other Mortal Kombats. And then when you fight the motherfucker in the game, he's a beast. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I'm glad. I'm kind of glad that they did it. To be honest, like I mean, at the end of the day, like they could do whatever the fuck they want with this movie, but I think they did all right being able to show out and showcase Shao Kahn a little bit more. Um, and they did use a lot of his moves and powers and
yes,
a finish. Like, hey, what more can you ask for? I think that was all right. I thought that was all right.
yeah, yeah. A few of the fight, like let's talk about the biggest thing here. Well, two of the big things. First of all, Cole Young is back. They did him dirty in this movie. Let's just say that. He
I didn't even.
he
Yo, who is he? I haven't played Mortal
he,
Kombat in a long time.
he's like a character that they kind of created for the sake of this movie. He was never in the
Okay,
games, you know.
I was about to say because I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And then
Yeah, he's not
yeah,
in any of the games. So
okay.
they did him. Well, rumor has it that he is gonna come back as Kenshi, which
Which I thought it was at first, and I was like, because what I'm saying, he looks and could play somebody like Henshi, but
yeah, I think that would be crazy though, because if that's the case, because in this movie he kind of got his whole head, bashed
yeah.
in. So it's
So
kind
this
of
one
like,
coming back and it looked like, but I
yeah,
don't know.
Kenshi is
Never know.
supposed to come back and be a blind like swordsman,
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna do that. But what they did introduce in this movie was the ability to bring people back to life. And that was another thing that kind of stood out to me a lot, because it was like, what's the point of having this tournament and getting rid of these characters if you're just gonna bring them back to life anyway? It almost loses that whole, it's almost like the fear of losing the tournament is no longer there. It's like, what's the point? You're just gonna bring these characters back to life anyway.
True.
So Carl Urban, he did a great job as Johnny Cage. I didn't think he would at first. I didn't think I would enjoy him, acting as that character, but I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job.
I was gonna say, I tell you what, like watching the trailer to me and seeing that Carl Urban was gonna play Johnny Cage gave me the like wanting to watch this movie,
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat 1, which really, the only person that stood out and that was Haruki Sanada, who played Scorpion.
right.
You know what I'm saying, but yeah, when I saw Carl Urban gonna play Johnny, I was like, oh, it looks interesting, man. It looked like he could be doing because he's a really great actor, especially in the boys. Like he can pull it off. And shit, sure enough, man, the shit was good. He did good, man.
Yeah, it was
It was good.
funny. It was funny. I like that part. I like the fact that they kind of didn't take it too serious. They kind of had a lot of comedic moments. They had Baraka, who
Oh,
him
that fucking
and
fight.
yeah, the Baraka and Johnny Cage encounter was really dope. I thought that was funny. I thought,
Yeah,
Kano once again.
bro,
Josh Lawson comes back as Kano, and he's a comedian. He's funny as hell.
he
You
was
know,
killing it. He was killing it.
yeah, he was funny as hell. So, I thought the comedy was definitely great in this one compared to like part one, where they try to have some comedy, but it just didn't land. They had a lot of weird uh dialogue in part one, but this one there was very good, comedy, moments. There was great interactions with the characters. The fight scenes. I thought the fight scenes was good. The best one of all, of course, was the Liu
Liu
Kang
Kang
and Kung Lao
and
fight
Kung
scene.
Lao.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one was the best one. This
I was
movie,
very surprised.
yeah, this movie did a lot of video game scenes, like the settings, the stages. They
Yep.
definitely took a lot of that from the video games.
Definitely matched some, especially the spikes, the
Mhm.
the the fight with Sonya and Sindel.
Right.
Um, yeah, and then yeah, that setting with Kung Lao and what's his name? Goddamn, you know what I'm talking about.
Liu Kang,
Liu
yeah.
Kang. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. I think, to be honest with you, I would honestly say, out of all the Mortal Kombat movies that I've seen, from part 1 to Annihilation to the last two recent movies, I would honestly say that Liu Kang and Kung Lao had the best fight scene in every Mortal Kombat movie so far. And that's
I don't
going
know, man.
against
Luke King and Reptile. I don't know, dog.
well,
That's
well, the
not one.
what the fan favorited fight scene of all time was Johnny Cage and Scorpion.
Was it though?
Yeah, that was like the fan. That was the first time you seen Scorpion fight with Johnny Cage. Remember now, Scorpion is like the mascot now of Mortal Kombat. So,
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I guess you can say like I guess off first watch,
mhm,
maybe that Scorpion one sticks out the most. I think after watching like maybe rewatching it and seeing that fight just pop up out of nowhere for Reptile and Liu Kang, I thought like fast pace, just hit for hit. I thought that was probably one of the best fight scenes. I mean, you could say I'm wrong, whatever, but I did enjoy the Scorpion one too.
yeah,
The you know what remind me with Baraka and what's
Johnny
his name?
Cage.
Johnny Cage fight remind me of, man, with Johnny Cage and Goro.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So you got like Goro fighting and you got like some of it was like funny, you know what I'm saying? When
yeah.
they have funny moments.
Well, Johnny Cage was supposed to be taken as he is a serious fighter, but he's also supposed to be taken as like comedy. You know, he has to kind of have like funny fight scenes. You know, because even in the games, like his fighting is cool, but it's funny. You know what I mean? So they had to kind of like match it as much as they could. Johnny Cage was never really taken as a real serious, like too serious. You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool. I thought him
I
and
didn't think Kano was supposed to be funny, but this motherfucker was hilarious.
that's true too. That is true. But I mean, I think he's always been funny. Even in the first Mortal Kombat, he was kind of funny.
Was he in Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
And,
like I said, I didn't watch the first one, so I don't know.
well, even in the one in the '90s, Kano, was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even
Wait.
even the one in the '90s, he was funny. So, I'm trying to think of. I mean, most of the fights, like for the most part, the fights were decent. The fights were good. Jax was there. They did, again, certain characters in this movie do die. I feel like I don't want to spoil it too much, but there are characters that die in this movie that I'm kind of like, damn, they really must not like this character. And the it was good. It was really good. I thought that you know what the problem is with a lot of Mortal Kombat movies? A lot of the Mortal Kombat movies, I feel like they never could actually get it perfect. They do a decent job, but I don't feel like they can ever get these Mortal Kombat movies perfect. We even had a cameo from Ed Boon in this movie, which was crazy because I'm like, you even have the creator of Mortal Kombat in the movie, and the movie to me still really isn't perfect. It's good. It's a good movie. You guys should definitely go watch it, especially if you watch Mortal Kombat movies, you like the games. You should definitely go see this movie. I'm not saying it's not a good movie. I'm just saying it's not perfect. And
Right. It's got good ratings on Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah,
The viewers, a lot of viewers seem to like it. Plus, it's already beaten Mortal Kombat 1 and any other Mortal Kombat movie right now in the theater. So
yeah,
people are watching it, and I can say at the end of the day, like a lot of people say, go to streaming and watch it. Sure, you can, but I think if you want a good experience, man, especially want a good laugh, it's pretty good to
yeah.
watch.
And another thing that I didn't like about this movie is they just reused Shao Kahn in this movie. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like Shao Kahn showed up a little bit too much in this movie for me, and that was like I don't know. I might have mentioned that earlier, but I just feel like that was a real problem for me. And he's the one who really had most of the fatalities in this movie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the
There was
movie, yeah. Like he
there wasn't
had,
really any other fights besides like as far as the bad guy team, right? You had
yeah.
who fought? It was only Shao Kahn, maybe did like three of them or two of them.
He was he
Sindel. So he had Shao Kahn, Sindel, um, Noob Saibot, right? That was him, right?
yeah.
But he was like, I didn't know he was like Sub Zero slash. It was weird how they brought him back when he became a Shadow, or
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So unless those were two characters, there was Noob Saibot and then who's the other one?
No, no, no. They definitely turned him into that. They turned Sub Zero into Noob Saibot. I'm not, to be honest with y'all. I played Mortal Kombat. I played every game of Mortal Kombat, but I really don't recall Sub Zero being Noob Saibot. I'm just old now, so I don't remember it. But yeah, so in this movie, Sub-Zero does return, and he is who becomes Noob Saibot, you know?
Yep.
So,
I guess what I was saying is like, you know how he has a shadow
yeah.
apparently in the movie? Is that two separate characters? Or is that the same one?
No,
Because I
no,
know
no, that's the same character.
that is right. That's
Yeah,
what I
he's
thought.
just able to duplicate himself, apparently.
I said I know he can duplicate him, but I just didn't know I could have sworn there was like another character for some reason because he looked familiar in the shadow did at least. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
that's he's just Noob Saibot,
Okay.
you
I just
know?
want to make sure that was clear. All right. I wasn't tripping. All right.
Yeah, like and Katana, the story really focused
Oh
mainly
yeah.
on Katana. The movie was primarily focused on Katana. Yes, they brought in Johnny Cage to be kind of like Earthrealm's new fighter, to represent Earthrealm, but the reality of it is Katana was the star of this whole movie. You know what I'm saying? She was the one who basically set the scene. She was the one who even had the last fight. She does it all in this movie. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I would honestly say that this movie did what it was supposed to do, and that was, be better than the first. It definitely was a better watch than the first. To be honest with you, as I'm watching the movie, I'm saying to myself, I'm so glad that I didn't see the first one in theaters because I would have been miserable. You know, I would have been miserable. But this one, I'm glad I seen this one in theaters, and they even in the end credits, they brought back the original Mortal Kombat theme song, so they had a little nostalgia going on. So
I was gonna
it
say,
was
like end credit scenes?
I didn't stay for that. If there
Hey, man,
was,
I left, bro. I was like, ah, I'm good.
yeah, I left right after that. I'm not gonna lie. If there was an end credit scene, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all, you know what I'm saying. But if y'all stay for that, but no, as soon as it was done, I was done. I was done.
Yeah.
But overall, it was still a good movie. I'm not gonna say it was great. It wasn't perfect because again, I really wish they would have had more characters. So big takeaway from this movie is the introduction to Shao Kahn. Johnny Cage. He was really good. It was a funny movie. The fight scenes were dope as hell, but it was way too much Shao Kahn for me, and it was not enough characters. That should have been in this movie. Definitely should have been in this movie.
So I'd say what really could have been better if what could have made this movie a little bit better, I think, was to show more Quan Chi and show more Shang Tsung as far as fight scenes.
Well, you know what
Uh,
was stupid? This is what was dumb, right? Here's what was dumb. Part one had Part one had so much. It had Cabal. Part one had Cabal. It had
oh
that
wow.
bat. Yeah, that bat chick. Whatever her name is. The bat chick that Kung Lao killed, or what, I forgot her name. Um,
I don't remember.
it had who else did it have? It had a bunch of characters. It had Goro. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just way more characters in part one that fought compared to this. The
Dang.
majority of the fights was Shao Kahn and Katana and Johnny Cage. Those were the three fights. And out of all those fights, the best ones still happened to be Liu Kang and Kung Lao. So, it just like I said, it was just a lack of characters for me,
Raiden too, man. To me, he disappointed me too because I don't see shit. I didn't
He
get to see no
he
Raiden, dog.
he
That was
he
another
didn't
part.
fight.
I know.
The bat chick was Natara. Yeah, he didn't fight. Let me see. Do they have the yeah, so there was Cabal, Melina was in part one.
Oh wow.
Um yeah, so it was just like it just seemed like it had a lot more characters and they was all fighting. Part two it was just a lack of characters. Too much Shao Kahn. Too much Shao Kahn. They
I mean,
overused Shao Kahn.
did part one follow the same structure of the fights as a tournament as part two did, though?
There was no tournament in part one. They didn't even have a tournament. It was
No
just
shit.
it was Shang Tsung trying to wipe out Earthrealm's champions before the tournament could even happen. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? So
okay.
so that was like the whole thing behind part one. It showed the backstory of Scorpion and Sub Zero. It had um Kano and Sonya trying to find Raiden's temple. And then Liu Kang found them and led them into to Raiden's temple, and then Shang Tsung tried to kill them before the tournament could even start. And now part two, the tournament starts.
Mm.
So it's just a whole mess with it. As far as the story is concerned, what I'm speculating is that they're trying to make a series of this. They have part one, they have
It's
part
gonna be a
two,
three.
and now I think they're gonna make a part three. You know, because now at the end, you see what happened at the end, where they're like, "Oh, we gotta go rescue our friends." I'm like, you know, like they
Now
died,
join
they're
the
dead,
team.
but they gotta go rescue. So I don't, it's just like I said, the story is just ridiculous. They're trying to continue it and make a continuation of this thing where all they really needed to do was make one movie, make the tournament happen, defeat Shang Tsung, or make two movies, defeat Shang Tsung and then Shao Kahn, and that would have been it. But they're doing a whole maybe trilogy or maybe four movies. Who knows?
Well, this is what I want to see on the next one, part three. If it comes out and green lighted, which I'm sure they will, they need to bring, they need to have the same dude back. Kano needs to be back. We need to see what's gonna happen with Baraka and Johnny Cage again. Is Johnny Cage gonna fucking summon Baraka to fight with them? Uh, Johnny Cage definitely got to be back for that. And then I want to see what happened to Liu Kang. I'm not gonna ruin what happened, but you know,
Yeah, that was another. Again, plot holes. Like, listen, guys, if you when you watch this movie, just understand that the story and what's going on, there's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of things that just you're gonna be like, what happened? So it's like I'm just all I could say is the fight scenes, as far as the fighting is concerned, it's good for a Mortal Kombat movie. The story just was kind of, wild, but it is what it is. Still a good movie. It has good things about it, but they should have left out a bunch of stuff. To be
they
honest
got
with you, I feel like I left that movie theater feeling like maybe three fights out of all the fights that was going on. I really enjoyed three of the fights. Three of the fights were like for
yeah.
me, really good.
Same. Jade and Jax was
Jaden Jax wasn't all that. The Kung Lao, Liu Kang, I like Sonya. I like the Sonya shit. You know,
Sonya and Sindel.
Yeah, because I like how she ended it. I like the whole finish and everything. I like how that was going on. And I like
I feel like they overdid Sonya in this. I didn't think like how is she even? You know what I'm saying? In my head, like,
well, Sonya
like
Sonya's tough. Sonya's a good and the actress that actually plays the Sonya, I think she actually really does look like Sonya. You
eh,
know, Jessica McNam. I think she
McNamee.
definitely looks like Sonya, and in real life, she really looks like a Sonya Blade. So
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it was a couple fights in there that I really liked. Just like I said, don't go there trying to understand the story. Don't go there trying to, a lot of things that happen. You're just gonna be like, what happened? Like that. That's kind of like how it is. You know what I mean? But overall, the movie did what it was supposed to do. But they could just never get a Mortal Kombat movie right. There's always something that you just got to take away and just be like, all right, you know,
yeah.
it is
I,
what
I
it is.
I feel like at this point, Hiroyuki Sanada, the guy that plays Scorpion, they just tossing money at him like, yo, we want you to stay Scorpion, and
Yeah,
he's like, all right,
yeah,
I'll do it because the money's good. But man, they need to stop doing him dirty, man. They need to give him a better, like, give him something else, man. Give him something to kind of give him background, give him a deeper depth of purpose, man, in his movie because even after I knew what happened to his family in the first one, even without just watching the first one and seeing what he did here, and it was just like him returning. I'm
yeah.
like, it still didn't fulfill anything to me. So hopefully they want to keep this motherfucker. He's a legend, man. You can't just keep putting this motherfucker in the Scorpion character, and Scorpion's like one of the best characters, like
Yeah,
and destroy constantly on the screen, like just his purpose.
yeah.
I don't
But
know, man.
but overall, you guys, pretty good movie. You should definitely go check it out. Either way, you're gonna see exactly what we're talking about when you go watch this movie. But definitely go check that out. Once again, you guys, thank you for watching our review on Mortal Kombat 2, which is in theaters right now. Go check it out. Go see it for yourself. Let us know if you enjoyed it or not. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, you guys, please go ahead and check out the merch that I have on the channel. You could definitely click the link. I have Hidden Token merch on there. And remember, it isn't cinema unless it's absolute cinema. Till next time, this is your boy Hidden, my boy Drew.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Appreciate y'all, man. Later.